Hi, this is Garvey Campbell, and you are watching Carnival 24. Coming up, music artists raise coronavirus awareness through their music. Carnivals in the UK have been hit by the coronavirus. British Airways is expecting to suspend 36,000 of its staff. COVID-19 continues to affect carnivals in the Caribbean. Iwer George releases his new debut film. And finally, entertainers and artists use social distancing as a time to rest, create and spend time with family. Keep watching. We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And if you're watching this on Facebook and want to see the stories from our next update today, then make sure you subscribe to the Carnival 24 YouTube page, where we release these videos 2 weeks early, and click on the little bell icon to make sure you don't miss any of our shows in future. In response to the global pandemic, music artists are using their platforms to raise coronavirus awareness through their music. With many people stuck indoors, the global pandemic is exposing the adaptability and creativity of music artists in different parts of the world. Earth and Alves has released a new song with a positive message for all of his fans and followers called Hold On. Alves, along with his friend and trusted videographer Stephen Taylor, developed the concept of using videos of people unfiltered in their natural settings who were dealing with quarantine and isolation across the globe. To create the video, they sent messages to people mentioning their idea and asked who'd like to be involved, and they immediately received a huge response. The video for Hold On can be seen now on YouTube. Meanwhile, in Uganda, the trend is also visible in the latest song of a Ugandan artist and activist called Bobby Wine. His song, also now available on YouTube, is called Coronavirus Alert. The messages within his song place an emphasis on social distancing, spotting symptoms, and of course, washing your hands in order to limit the spread of the virus. Teaming up with another vocalist, Nubian Lee, the song has a simple and uplifting message. Sensitive the masses to sanitize, keep a social distance to quarantine, the coronavirus is sweeping mankind, everybody must be alert. It's a global pandemic we can never take for granted. Meanwhile, another soca artist, Trini Boy Juicy, has been keeping busy and is set to release a new song called Quarantine based upon the current situation soon. As the effects of the coronavirus are being felt across the UK, festivals in the UK are now being affected. Leeds West Indian Carnival was started in 1967 and was due to take place in August. Officials said they were deeply saddened and the decision had been taken with a heavy heart to cancel the festival. However, the Carnival's founder Dr. Arthur France promised that the event will return in 2021, and in a statement said, "As Carnivalists, we know how to unite the city through joy, happiness and adversity, and it's these qualities that will help us to get through these difficult times. We want everyone to stay safe and look after our elders and the most vulnerable within our communities, following the government guidelines." Reacting to the news on Facebook, one person wrote, "Absolutely gutted, but let's stick together and stay safe." While another wrote, "Really sad, but we will look forward to 2021. This is the right thing to do." Meanwhile, in the north of England, the Carnival in Edinburgh, an event that marks the beginning of the city's festival season, has also been cancelled. Jason Russ, the chair of the Edinburgh Jazz and Blues Festival, which coordinates the carnival, said the event has been cancelled as it's the responsible thing to do, and added that alternative options are being looked into when circumstances change. Shona McCarthy, the chief executive of the Edinburgh Festival Fringe Society, said it's heartbreaking that the Fringe and our sister August festivals will not take place as planned this summer. However, having taken advice and considering all the options, we collectively believe this is the only appropriate response. With the effect that the current pandemic is having on society, and no way of reliably forecasting how long it will take for things to return to normal, it seems as though many festivals are being postponed or cancelled. One event that still appears to be on the calendar is the Notting Hill Carnival. While the organisers were not available to comment due to the crisis, in an official statement they said, "To date there are no plans to postpone or cancel Notting Hill Carnival 2020. But as organisers, we're carefully monitoring official information daily and regularly meet with our strategic partners to stay abreast of any risk concerns." With the travel industry being affected by the pandemic, British Airways is expecting to suspend 36,000 of its staff members. Airlines are feeling the pressure from the economic downturn as a result of the social distancing being employed to combat the COVID-19 epidemic. British Airways, one of two major airlines that fly to the Caribbean, is expected to announce it will suspend around 36,000 of its staff members' jobs in order to survive the current economic effects that are affecting the aviation industry and the larger travel and tourism sector, which accounts for 10% of global GDP. The airline, which recently grounded much of its fleet due to the coronavirus crisis, has been negotiating with the Unite Union for more than a week in order to reach an agreement, and the two sides have reached a broad deal but are yet to sign on some details. The agreement means that up to 80% of BA cabin crew, ground staff, engineers, and those working at head office will have their jobs suspended, but fortunately no staff are expected to be made redundant. The decision will affect all staff at Gatwick and London City airports after the airline suspends its operations at both locations until the crisis is over. With future bookings cancelled for the foreseeable future, airlines have been hemorrhaging cash. Over the next 3 months, the International Air Transport Association expects airlines to rack up losses of almost $40 billion, which is the equivalent of £32.3 billion. It said carriers were burning through their cash reserves fast, mainly because of the multi-billion-pound cost of refunding tickets for cancelled flights. British Airways recently stepped in to replace the Virgin Island flight route to St Lucia soon after Virgin announced that it will end flights to St Lucia in June this year. However, the current circumstances look set to affect the aviation industry for months, with predictions being made that some airlines will not survive the current economic pressures that have resulted from the pandemic. The coronavirus continues to be a big concern for Carnival celebrations in the Caribbean. After a successful promotional launch in Trinidad in February, Vincy Mas has joined the list of regional carnivals to be cancelled in order to limit the impact of the pandemic. After postponing the Union Island Easter Fall celebrations last month, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, the Prime Minister of St Vincent, had previously stated that it was too early to call off Vincy Mas. The decision to cancel the event, which takes place annually in June, was made after the Carnival Development Corporation submitted its recommendations to the St Vincent and the Grenadines government, following discussions by way of letters with Pan, Calypso and Masquerade stakeholders. While accepting the recommendations to cancel the event, the Cabinet said if circumstances permit, a summer festival will be held in place with all stakeholders. Development and Marketing Officer of the CDC, Esworth Roberts, said the cancellation of Vincy Mas would result in a negative economic impact on the island. Meanwhile, in Barbados, promoters, carnival bands and other stakeholders are anxiously waiting to hear from the NCF, the Cropover organisers, to determine what their plans are for the 2020 Cropover Festival so they can prepare for the eventuality of its cancellation. Tremaine Austin, the promoter of the Awaken Ultra Premium All-Inclusive event, has halted further spending on his June 20th party and added, "From an economic standpoint, Barbados is not ready for a year with no festival. If adjustments have to be made for a festival or series of events to happen later in the year, I'm all for it." Cropover chairman Lynn Harrison said that such decisions would be taken at the level of the Creative Economy and Sports Minister John King. However, efforts to reach him have thus far been unsuccessful. On a lighter note, the St Thomas Carnival, which was set to take place in early April and was cancelled, launched a series of online live shows called Homework for revellers who were looking forward to the festival. The organisers said the shows were designed to create a sense of community, camaraderie and a virtual carnival experience. Ian Turnbull, the director of the Division of Festivals, said, "With the Homework series, we can lift people's spirits and bring the VI Carnival vibe to everyone in the safety of their own homes." The shows were headlined by DJ Avalanche and can still be found now on Facebook. On April the 2nd, just after midnight, Iwer George's debut film, Soca Prison, was streamed to fans all across the world. The movie named Soca Prison is the first of what Iwer George promised will be a string of movies, one of which he would release every year on Ash Wednesday. Soca Prison was due to be released on Ash Wednesday this year after Carnival in Trinidad, but George's schedule did not allow that to happen. The movie, he said, not wanting to reveal too much, is about committing a crime in soca and being placed in soca jail. It's the journey of music, calypso and soca a long time ago. Back then, every Ash Wednesday you had to go in prison, and I'll give you one little hint. I'm making jail for pushing soca in Lent, he revealed. George is the writer, producer and star of the movie and acts alongside other notable names in soca such as Swappy, Lil Bit, Colonel Roberts, Jaiga and Dorgy Slaughter. He said he was inspired to do a movie when he started writing a book and realised he couldn't say what he wanted to through that medium. He said he's got many stories to tell, hence the plan to do one movie every year. The movies will be produced under his production company called Iwer Films, and in a closing statement, Iwer George said he was excited for the release of Soca Prison because he knows it will be a big hit. George said the movie has no obscene language and is rated G, so anyone can watch it. Soca Prison was released on Thursday, April the 2nd via CaribbeanCyberstream.com. Music artists are using the current policy of social distancing to rest, create and spend time with family. The spread of COVID-19 has resulted in the postponement or cancellation of several international, regional and local events. Many artists have been using the additional time to rest after the carnival season that took place in many places in the Caribbean, South America, and the rest of the world. Other artists and their managers were also utilising the time in other ways. PR consultant and artist representative Adana Asun said the entire entertainment and creative industry has been affected by COVID-19. Asun said Patrice Roberts was using the time to spend with family. She also said there were discussions around creative digital projects, but none had been settled upon. But she said this provides an opportunity to push the creative envelope. Meanwhile, the soca artist Swappy said he was taking the time presented by the standstill in the industry to spend time with his family and do some home renovations. Swappy said he saved the money earned during this year's carnival performances but hoped that the standstill passes over as soon as possible. Financially, it will definitely have a dark cloud over the entertainment industry, he said. Ansel Soverall, the music producer and Nyla Blackman's manager, echoed the statement, saying COVID-19 has severely affected the entertainment industry. He added that most gigs, events and carnivals have been rescheduled or cancelled. A lot of artists are using the time to be creative, some are spending time with family, and others are using the time to write new music. And he closed by saying it partly feels like a vacation for some, and others are using it to put in work and be creative. So, those are our stories for this week, and this week's tune of the week is Cosign with Farmer Nappy and Lil Bits from Trinidad and Tobago. Lil Bits is an established soca artist best known for hits like Bump, Crash and Hold Me. She's performed across the Caribbean and the United States, and as well as proving herself as an established artist, Lil Bits is also a member of the National Theatre Arts Company of Trinidad and Tobago, and she's designed sections for well-known masquerade bands in Carnival. We love this tune and we know you will too. This is Garvey Campbell, and you have been watching Carnival 24. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
Baby, let me call sign you. I will guarantee you get through in life. You don't know, it's your girl Lil Bits, picking up Carnivale Network. You don't know UK, you're big and large. Lil Bits say so.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on. Oh Lord, Lord. Bitsy, bitsy.
Send nobody papers. I put my initial.
Yeah.
With you like a greater.
Baby, let me go. Sign, yeah. I will guarantee you get through in life, in life. Baby, let me go. Sign, yeah. Do anything you need so you get through in life, in life. The one land you could have it. A friend you could have it. You can have anything you can dream of, darling. If you want a house, you could have it. Rain for any drought, you could have it.
Yeah, yeah.
I guarantee.
Some things you have to accept and learn to let it go and give it the respect. But some other things you have to work to get, and you won't work this way. So I put in the work, and I'll do this for you. No questions asked, and I'll take care of you. Yeah, 'cause I know, yes I know, yeah I know, you're worth it.
Baby, let me go. Sign, yeah. I will guarantee you get through